Welcome to Themidnightburn. Here we are again, Simpson County, Mississippi. Believe it or not, this one is just as ridiculously shocking. I have 205 videos uploaded, and I can honestly say I've never had this much to cover in one single place with all the documentation to back it up on. So many people have contacted me with their own nightmare experience here, and many more have said thank you. You're welcome. Before this video officially starts, what's taking the state so long in forcing your current undersheriff out?
Threw a lick in on him with football. He was posturing. That didn't work out. We're going for a great result.
Mississippi, because look at this. Mississippi Code 45-6-11 clearly states, reserves the right to cancel and recall any certificate when the holder has been convicted of any crime involving moral turpitude or the holder has been convicted of a felony. In the case of your undersheriff, Greg Reynolds, his conviction in his civil rights violation involves abuse of power or depriving someone of rights under color of law. That kind of conduct typically carries an element of misconduct in an official role, which often aligns with definitions of moral turpitude, which states it does not have to be a felony in an abuse of power conviction like his, which in his case disqualifies him from holding any law enforcement position, especially one of power, such as a chief deputy. Now let's dive into the video. Picture this. January 15th, 2017, 4:10 in the morning. A young man named Brandon Cross Duval was riding as a passenger on a motorbike driven by Tristan Hernandez on Highway 28. Then Deputy Jason Runnels, driving a Smith County Sheriff's Department vehicle, struck them at 104 miles per hour. Runnels wasn't responding to an emergency. His shift had ended at 3:35 a.m. He was driving home when dispatch radioed about an alarm at Southern Style Salon. No crime reported, just motion detected. The security company asked for someone to check it out. Here's what matters. Runnels knew that alarm system malfunctioned frequently. He knew from personal experience there was no emergency, but he turned his vehicle around anyway. No blue lights, no sirens, 104 miles per hour, straddling the center yellow line on a 2-lane highway at 4:10 in the morning. You'll also hear later at what a menace to society he is. The skid marks measured 477 feet. Using a standard traffic investigation formula such as this one, that confirms it. 104 miles per hour. And the little boy, Brandon Duval, was killed instantly. Mississippi Code Section 97-3-47 covers manslaughter by culpable negligence. Driving at dangerously high speeds like 100+ miles per hour is considered culpable negligence. That means reckless disregard for human life. It doesn't require intent, just that the driver acted so carelessly that death was a foreseeable result. The penalty? Up to 20 years in prison. Jason Runnels got nothing. He's still a deputy in Simpson County. He was allegedly fired from Smith County Sheriff's Department for forging time. Then, of course, your Sheriff Paul Mullins hired him in Simpson County. But that's not the only person Jason Runnels killed. A man was experiencing a mental health crisis, hallucinating. His family called the police for help. When 2 Simpson County Sheriff's deputies arrived, his mother asked them to help take her son to the hospital. The deputies refused. They said he hadn't committed a crime. Wearing only gym shorts, no shirt. He approached the deputies, who drew their tasers and ordered him to the ground. He fell to his knees, hands tucked behind his head, begging officers not to shoot him. Witnesses saw him get on his knees more than once, following commands, hands locked behind his head, pleading, "Please don't shoot me." The deputies did nothing. They just watched, almost like they were toying with a victim in a vulnerable state, waiting to see what his next move would be, when theirs should have been to cuff him. Due to his mental state at that time and the ultimate reason they called the cops anyway, deputies fired their tasers. That's when he took off running, thinking he was actually running for his life. But sadly he was. Deputies chased him to a nearby church. His family lost sight of him for several minutes. Then Jason Runnels shot him multiple times in the chest during the suspect's flee from officers. The man who wanted help and the family who called for help with their son basically witnessed that so-called help shoot him to death. According to police report, the man fought police, ran, ended up in a deputy's vehicle, got out with an assault rifle, and was shot and killed. Ask yourself this. What person asks their family to call police for help with those intentions? Was he on drugs? Probably. Was he hallucinating? Yes. Did he deserve to be killed in cold blood? No. The taser logs tell the real story. Deputies tased him 17 times in 10 minutes, multiple times for 90 seconds straight. Think about that. 90 seconds of electrical current coursing through your body, while you're unarmed, wearing only gym shorts, clearly in the middle of a mental health crisis. According to Dennis Weaver with MBI, there were no witnesses, even though the family was present for most of the encounter. No witnesses. Sheriff Paul Mullins will not give the family or their attorney any documents pertaining to the case. He refuses to talk to anyone. He refuses to cooperate. The Mississippi Today and also the New York Times has done a story about this case. Multiple individuals reported Jason Runnels bragging and boasting about shooting the man. Dozens of individuals reported harassment and physical threats from Runnels. Dozens of people report his character as dangerous, reckless, and a menace to society. And he's currently policing your roads. But most of these citizens are too afraid to say anything publicly. They're worried their lives would be destroyed by people like this. Runnels doesn't keep good company either. The man photographed with him is Charles Johnson of Simpson County, also a police officer. Johnson was charged with aggravated sexual abuse of an inmate on 4 separate occasions. His conduct resulted in bodily injury to the victim. Sounding like Simpson County has built a goon squad, huh? Hell, the undersheriff already has a rap sheet. Speaking of goon squad, publicly proven in Mississippi court of law, they barged into homes in the middle of the night. Most cases started back from 2017 to 2022, according to the Certified Investigation Report. So by his own words and the proven documents from the Goon Squad investigation, Mullins would have been in charge during the hours of the goons' reign of terror until 2019. He also said he didn't know a thing about it until the day they pled guilty. Did Mullins take his mentor's playbook with him to run his own county?
Dude, damn, I want to get my weed. What? Damn, I want to get my weed.
He literally appointed federally convicted Greg Reynolds as chief deputy. The man who beat an innocent victim half to death and tried to intimidate him into not reporting it. Is there no one more qualified to choose from? Or is Reynolds the yes man? Simpson County needs to be turned upside down and internally investigated from the inside out. There's too much to deny. If you watch all the videos I've made about Simpson County from beginning to end in their entirety, it's clear to anyone who thinks rationally, Simpson County has its own goon squad. Jason Runnels has killed 2 people, yet he walks around boasting, bragging, harassing, threatening to ruin people's lives. Don't wait until you're a victim. How many more people have to die? How many more families have to lose loved ones? How many more citizens have to live in fear before someone does something? Simpson County, you deserve better than this. You deserve law enforcement that protects and serves, not terrorizes and kills. You don't need to settle for other counties' throwaway fired and federally convicted deputies. You have more power than they do. To the few men of this law enforcement who are on the right side of evil, thank you. Now is your chance to speak up. Demand answers. Demand accountability. Demand justice for Brandon Duvall and every other victim of Simpson County's corruption. Because if you don't, someone in your department will. And before long, you'll hear the Themidnightburn strike the match and expose your ass. Until next time, catch the dice. They rolling.
Dirty cops shaking in the street,